We are getting first pitch underway at 12:04. And the first pitch is in for a strike on the inside corner from Maddie Schwartz. One thing Schwartz really likes to do as a pitcher, she usually loves to work outside on most of those hitters. She also has a great off speed, so we may see a lot of that today as well. And ball's hit down to third, right on over to first for the first out of the game. Serdashny making the play and Gerardo making the catch over at first.
It was a good hard hit ball and even better defensive play.
Coming up now is Cam Ibarra. She's transferred from Oregon State. She was a Pac-12 all-freshman team in 2018 and defensive team. And now she's making her mark here for the Huskers. First pitch, she swings and misses on an outside, way out of the zone.
Ibarra, a senior from California.
And just missed on the outside corner, trying to paint that corner really hard for Schwartz. That's where she likes to sit usually, so we may see more balls over to the opposite side of the field from this Husker lineup. And again, just outside. We are now 2-1. Ibarra's really become a leader, even though she hasn't been here with the Huskers for 4 full years. She transferred in, but she has been the heartbeat in this lineup. The top of the lineup is very dangerous. Around the outfield for the Badgers, we got Peyton Banning, Allie McLeish, and that ball is hit right over to shortstop and gets to first in time for the out. That's out number 2 for the Badgers. And we got a lot of fans in the stands today for this Badgers game.
It is packed full. Another great play by the Wisconsin defense. That was Lauren Foster with the grab.
Batting third for the Huskers is sophomore from Arizona, Sydney Gray, and a dribbler down to the third base line. And Serdashny is going to let it go foul. Gray suffered a season-ending injury last year, so she came out while she was playing Penn State, season-ending injury, but was able to come back this year and is definitely making an impact now. So she was playing as a true freshman. And that pitch paints the outside corner for Schwartz. And just inside for Schwartz.
Sydney Gray batting .336 with 45 hits, 9 home runs, and 36 RBIs.
And that ball's hit right up to the middle of Schwartz, right on over to Gerardo when they get the third. 3 outs, 3 up, 3 down for the Badgers, and it's a tie ball game still at 0, and we will be right back after the break. And we are back here down in Madison, Wisconsin. We got Olivia Farrell in the circle for the Huskers and Kayla Conwent leading off this Badger lineup, and she has quite the hot bat. She's got a lot going for her so far, Ellie.
She definitely does. And she leads the Wisconsin team in batting average, hits, RBIs, and home runs.
And just this week, she was named top 25 finalist for the U.S. Softball Collegiate Player of the Year. So this is pretty much the Heisman of softball. Such a great honor to be a part of. And Farrell just misses with that up pitch. She's got a killer rise ball, something that the Badgers are going to have to lay off of, but also, again, very dangerous when you have a home run hitting team. Those are the pitches that you want to take over the fence. And that pitch paints the outside corner.
Kayla Conwent has been intentionally walked 12 times.
Part of the reason that she's leading the Big Ten in on-base percentage, she's going to be someone that's going to get on base. That's what you want out of a leadoff hitter. And again, a rise ball, swing and miss from Conwent. She's going to have to keep her eyes down against Farrell.
Farrell with a 1.82 ERA, 17-4 record.
And that ball is crushed. Foul over to the left side. That looked like a little bit of a protection swing. And we got a full count for Kayla Conwent. She's probably the most dangerous hitter in this lineup. If the Huskers can keep her off the bases today, they'll be successful. And that ball is chopped over to Gray, all the way over to Felder at first, and that's the first out of the inning for the Huskers. Gerardo, a junior from River Forest, Illinois. And starting off with an off speed from Farrell.
Gerardo leads the team with runs scored. She has 25.
And that ball is crushed over and just foul over by the left field line. She's now down 0-2. Let's take a look at this Husker defense. You got Albie Squire out in left field, Caitlin Neal in center, Brooke Andrews out in right. Her sister, Billy Andrews, over at shortstop, Sydney Gray at third, Cam Ibarra over at second base, and Maya Felder over at first. Ava Bredwell is catching. Now this Husker team, they've had an 18-game winning streak. Came back last week from one of their biggest deficits ever in school history.
They are the only undefeated team in the conference.
Right now they're sitting at #1 in the Big Ten, and that Big Ten tournament starts off May 11th, so just in a few weeks. So they could be sitting at that #1 seed by the end of it, but it'll really come down to these last few weekends. And that ball is just over Sydney Gray's, and that's going to be in. Oh, and it looks like the umpire is calling it foul. That was a close one.
Hard to see from the angle that we are at right now.
Farrell back in the circle for the windup, and that ball just misses high again with that rise ball. So as a hitter, when you have a rise ball pitcher, what do you really think about when you step into that batter's box, Allie?
I mean, just trying not to swing at those pitches, you know?
And that ball is smacked over to the left side again. Another foul ball. Farrell loves to work that inside corner.
And laying off those balls at a hitter is definitely tough.
Farrell is the most experienced pitcher for this Husker team. This is her 5th year. Struggled with a wrist injury last weekend for the past couple weekends, but looks like she's doing great so far in the circle today. But that is a walk on the outside corner. Gerardo's going to take first base, and coming up to bat, we got Allie McLish. Farrell with the pitch, and that pitch just misses outside. And that ball is fouled off back towards the net. Farrell for the Huskers has really been a leader for this team. She was named captain this year. During the pandemic, her and her teammates would just get on Zoom calls. That's how they'd get to know each other, get a little bit closer. When they weren't allowed back in school. And for the pitch, that ball is on the inside corner, and she just gets the inside. That's strike number 2.
The last matchup for Nebraska-Wisconsin was April 25th, 2021, and the Badgers have claimed the last 3 series.
And that ball just misses inside. Farrell going for 2-2. And the pitch. And that ball is hit right to second base and quick right to first over to Felder. And that's 1-2-3 for the Huskers. Score is still tied at 0. We are scoreless through 1, and we will be right back after the break. Look at that play to end the game. That's got to get a little bit juice fired up for the Huskers. But up at the plate, we have Maya Felder for the Huskers, and she has been a strong bat, leading this team with the batting average.
Batting average of .411.
Felder is from Fresno, California. Just a junior, and that ball dribbles right on over to shortstop to Lauren Foster. And Guerrero with the catch at first. That's out number 1 for the Badgers. They're making quick work of this Husker lineup.
Coming to the plate now is Abby Squire. Batting average .361, 21 RBIs, and 7 home runs.
Squire is just a sophomore from Lincoln, Nebraska. What's really cool about this Husker team is that most of these players are from their home state of Nebraska. 7 total. Don't see that too often with teams. Usually they look elsewhere. And Schwartz with the windup. And that ball is crushed right past Sardashny. And that is a base hit for Abby Squire.
That was Peyton Bannon in left field, getting the ball quickly back to the infield, keeping Squire just a single.
And that's the first hit of the ball game. First hit Schwartz has given up. Now up we have freshman Ava Bradwell, and that ball is quick. Turn to second, right on over to Gerardo. That's a double play for the Badgers. Smooth 1-2-3 inning right there. Look at that hit right up to the center. Perfect spot right on over to first for a double play. And it is a tie ball game. We're sticking at 0. One hit of the game, and we'll be right back after the break.
At bat is Lauren Foster. .367 batting average, 11 hits, 1 home run.
Foster is from LaSalle, Wisconsin. She's a graduate student. She's also been someone that's really picked up with the bat this year. The pitch from Farrell in the circle. That pitch hits the outside corner. That is strike. Strike number 1. First one of the bottom half of this inning.
Foster's home run came last weekend against Michigan State, her first home run of the year.
Sometimes you just need one, and then you really start getting that hot bat. Coming right on the inside corner, Farrell right back at her. We're at 2-2. And that pitch just misses on the outside corner. Very, very close to take when you have 2 strikes. Farrell is a senior from Omaha, Nebraska, and that's going to be a walk down for Foster. She's over at first base. Molly Schlosser, one of the very few, with a bunt down. Farrell over to Felder over at first, and that's going to be out number 1. But Foster takes it on down to second base. She is now in scoring position, the first batter of the day to be in that spot.
Executed very well.
Bannon is just a sophomore from Spring Grover, Illinois. And that ball is hit right to shortstop, over to second. Caught it in the air for Billy Andrews, right over to Cam Ibarra. And that's going to be out number 3 for the Huskers. You quite couldn't see it touch the ground. You weren't sure, but she kept on going, Foster, and she's out at second. And we are back here at Goodman Stadium down here in Madison, Wisconsin. We got the matchup between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Wisconsin Badgers. In the circle for the Badgers, we have Maddie Schwartz. She's been the ace of this Badger squad so far this year. And up at the plate, Caitlin Neal, 7'8'9", up for the Huskers.
Neal is batting .315, 23 hits on the season, and 3 home runs.
Neal is a sophomore from Dewey, Arizona. She actually is also a pitcher, and that pitch is on the outside corner for Schwartz. Umpire says Neal did not swing.
Last weekend against Minnesota, she was 7 for 10 in the series.
That ball is fouled off into this packed crowd here at Goodman Stadium.
Last weekend, she had 3 doubles, 1 home run, and 9 RBIs.
And that ball again fouled off to the left side. Just a sophomore. But one person she knows very well is Sydney Gray. They played on the same club team before college for the Arizona Desert Storm. And this Husker team is known for having players from that team. And that ball misses on the outside corner from Schwartz. She loves working that outside corner, but also working her off speed. So being ahead on the count, something maybe we could see here. We're 2-2. Schwartz with the windup, and that pitch just misses high. Sorry about that, I was a little off on the count. Neal is headed over to first. That is ball 4. Coming up, we have Peyton Glatter,
a senior from Nebraska.
Glatter again, senior from Omaha, Nebraska. She had a hot bat last weekend against Minnesota. She had the grand slam to tie up the game on Sunday. The Husker team was down 8-1, and that ball just misses. Not sure where on that one.
Glatter with a .290 batting average, 27 hits, including 8 doubles.
Pitch from Schwartz on the outside. She goes for the bunt, and that ball is fouled off. That looked like a bunt and run.
Glatter tallied 6 RBIs last weekend against Minnesota.
And here's the pitch. That ball misses just low and outside. Glatter hitting from the left side, but she's not really a slapper. She's going to be someone that you're going to see a lot of power from. The pitch, that ball is up all the way to Peyton Bannon out in left field. That ball is caught for out number 1. Neal's gonna hang out at first base.
We have the number 9 hitter, Brooke Andrews.
Andrews, her sister coming in right on deck, right behind her. Brooke Andrews is just a junior from Gretna, Nebraska. She's someone that maybe hasn't always been a starter in this lineup, but stepping up in big moments, clutch moments.
She had a home run last weekend and 3 RBIs, was 3 for 8.
And here's the pitch from Schwartz. Inside, right on over to Foster, going over to second base, going for the double play, but just not quite in time, but they're getting the lead runner. That's gonna be out number 2 for this Badger defense. And we are back to the top of the lineup. It's Billy Andrews, and she's got the bat that everyone needs to worry about. She's a big home run hitter.
She has started all 42 games at shortstop.
The pitch inside out, all the way over to Molly Schlosser. She dives and misses, and all the way around the base. We got Andrews scoring from home, scoring her sister all the way from first base. Billy Andrews slides into second. That's going to be a double. It was a good dive effort from Molly Schlosser out there over in right field.
Almost had it too.
Very close. It's tough when the ball just kind of dips right in there. It wasn't even the best hit that we've probably seen out of Billy Andrews her career, but got jammed, took it over to right field. Up to bat, we have Cam Ibarra. Billy Andrews out there on second base. Now Andrews has a lot of speed, so you're going to see her take off, and that ball is dropped out into left field. Peyton Banning for the catch, and that's out number 3. But the Huskers are not going away quietly. They got a hit, they got a run. They're up 1-0, and we'll head to the bottom of the third. One that has been around this game for a very, very long time. And that ball is smacked over to Brooke Andrews in right field. That's going to be out number 1 for the Huskers.
That was the 7th hitter, Kristana Angelopoulos.
She's just a freshman from Wheaton, Illinois. One of the very few that's a part of this lineup, coming in as a true freshman and making an impact starting in this lineup.
She is the only Badger this season to start all 34 games.
Farrell with the pitch, just missing high again. That rise ball, something the Badgers are going to have to lay off of.
Hubbard's batting average .270, 27 hits, and ranks second on the team in doubles with 7.
Farrell with the pitch, just misses.
Farrell has tossed 12 complete games and 5 shutouts.
And that pitch coming hard inside. Hubbard fouls it off to the left side. A little bit late on that swing. Hubbard's been having a strong at-bat. She ranks second on the team in doubles with 7. And that pitch is fouled off. She's got the timing down, so I wouldn't be surprised to see an off-speed coming from Farrell. We're 2-2 with 1 out for the Huskers.
Badgers have 0 hits so far.
And that pitch is high. Hubbard laying off the rise ball. That pitch just misses on the outside corner.
With 1 home run.
That's that curveball by Farrell, just missing on the outside corner.
Sardashny is a true utility player for Coach Healy. The sophomore can play third base and behind the plate.
And that pitch is hit right over to left field. And Hubbard rounding to third. She is safe. Sardashny is safe at second, and that's a big-time double for the Badgers. So Hubbard at third, Sardashny at second.
They are intentionally walking her.
And Kayla Conwent at the plate, going for the intentional walk. Senior out of Salem, Wisconsin. She's leading the Big Ten in batting average, on base percentage. Also top 25 finalists for the USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year. So of course, I definitely can see why they're walking her.
Can hear the fans booing.
I think as a pitcher, you definitely want to take your chances. Go ahead, walk Conwent. But then you have Gerardo coming up. She's also got the hot bat. She's batting over 300 this year.
And then followed by Ali Miklish, who's batting over 400. The top of this Wisconsin lineup. Gerardo with a 472 on base percentage.
And that pitch just misses on the outside corner. And Farrell getting ready for the pitch with the windup. And that pitch is inside. It's going to be popped up to Billy Andrews. That's going to be out number 2. So again, a hot bat in a big time spot. And that pitch just misses on the lower outside corner.
She is 0 for 1 today.
And the pitch, that's inside. She gets jammed up, and a pop fly over to Cam Ibarra. That's going to be out number 3 for the Huskers. So we got the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Wisconsin Badgers. The Huskers are up 1-0. Stepping up to the plate, we have Sydney Gray, Maddie Schwartz in the circle against this dominant Husker offense. So far, she's kept them pretty quiet, only giving up 2 hits on the day. But they were able to squeeze 1 run across the board. That pitch just misses low.
Gray, a sophomore from Arizona.
That pitch just misses high from Schwartz. Starting out this inning, 3-0, so a tough comeback. Probably won't see a swing from Gray here. And that's a nice pitch painted right on the inside corner.
UW is 2 for 5 against ranked teams.
And that ball is fouled off into the crowd here at Goodman. Last year, the Badgers were able to win the series 3-4 against this Husker team. But this Husker team is completely different compared to last year. They're on an 18-game winning streak, the second most active in Division I softball right now, only behind Boston University, who has 20. And that ball is shattered right over to left field. Peyton Banning getting the scoops, throwing on over to Hubbard at second base. And that's going to be a base hit for Sydney Gray, starting off the inning with 1. And up to bat, we got number 5, Maya Felder. Felder, a junior from Fresno, California. She went to New Mexico State, then transferred to Oregon, and now she's here. Third's the charm, and that is a blooper right on over to Hubbard. Gerardo with the stretch, and that's going to be out number 1 for the Badgers.
That took a weird bounce on the infield.
Yes, came right off the end of her bat. Sometimes those are the toughest to read as a defender. Coming up to the plate, Abby Squire. Sydney Gray sitting on second base, so sitting in that scoring position.
Squire, a sophomore from Nebraska. She added 4 hits, including a double and 2 RBIs in the Minnesota series.
And that ball is dribbled on over to Foster. Getting the out. Ooh, not quite. Tried to get the out at second base, but just wasn't in time. And that tag was just a little bit too late on Gray from Foster, but she did a great job of running her back.
Bredwell, a freshman from Kansas.
Bredwell, a freshman that's stepping in big time. She was named Big Ten Freshman of the Week. She went 9 for 14 with 6 RBIs, 6 runs scored in 5 games last week. And that ball is taken right to third base, perfectly placed and rolled up over to Hubbard at second. That's a double play for the Badgers, and that's going to get them out of the tough inning. Hugs all around as they save another run. And welcome back to the Goodman Softball Complex. We got Olivia Farrell in the circle for the Huskers. So far only giving up 1 hit, but up to the plate trying to change that. We have Lauren Foster. Foster, a graduate student.
And being able to hold off on those high pitches will be key for Wisconsin.
She was walked in her first at bat today. And that ball is sliced right to Felder, bounces off her glove, and that's going to be a fair ball. And that pitch misses high, tips right off the glove for Bredwell.
Runner in scoring position now with 0 outs.
Foster's gonna run right on over to second. Looking to tie up the game, no outs. Runner in scoring position. So this is the time where the Badgers can start to capitalize. And that pitch misses outside and high.
Schlossler had a fielder's choice in a previous at-bat.
And that pitch misses low, 3-0. Schlosser has been a key in this rotation, in this lineup. She's been playing in the outfield. She also has a Big Ten Freshman of the Week award already under her belt. And that pitch just gets the outside corner. But a good look for Schlosser. Probably don't want to swing at that pitch when you're up 3-0. And here's the pitch from Farrell. For the bunt, gonna drop down, stay fair, and we are safe all the way around. Schlosser is safe at first base, and Foster's gonna head right on over to third. We got runners on the corners for the Badgers, no outs. So far, she's hitting .282 on the season. So far, 0-1, but this could be the time she's looking for her first hit of the day.
And noticing Schlosser with the big lead off of first, potentially looking to steal.
And that's a bunt down to first base. Felder with the flip towards home, and they are safe all the way around. And we got a tie ball game today. Foster coming in at home. Angelopoulos is from Arvada, California. She's a red shirt sophomore.
Batting 104 with 8 hits and 2 home runs.
Again, the Huskers are going to have to be paying attention for that steal.
Angelopoulos 0 for 1 today. They fly out.
Bannon is over there on first base. She's perfect, 2 for 2 for steals. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her take off towards second. And there's another bunt going for the squeeze, and that play, she is safe. Schlosser is safe at the plate. And runners at first and second. And that pitch is going to get the outside corner. The Badgers today playing small ball, anything to get runs across the board. They're now taking the lead 2-1. And sometimes that's all you got to do. And that's another bunt. Ellie Hubbard at the plate from Wheaton, Illinois, just a freshman.
She walked in her previous at-bat. And a mound visit.
Breadwill. And that is strike number 3, a backwards K for Olivia Farrell. That is what she wants to do as a captain for this team, to come back. They're down by 1 now, to come back in the circle and be able to strike out the next. And that pitch just misses on the outside corner.
And the Badgers are 5-1 at Goodman Diamond this season.
So Bannon's on second. Angelopoulos on first. And that ball is hit right over to right field to Andrews. And she's going to make that catch. That's going to be out number 2 for the Huskers. The Badgers didn't want to risk it, taking off towards third base. So Bannon is going to stay there, and Angelopoulos at first base. Conwent, another dangerous hitter. And that ball skied over to right field and just lands between 3 Huskers.
Conwent with a ground out and then an intentional walk.
The Huskers could walk her, giving the bases loaded to make any play on any base. But it looks like they're going for it. And that ball is into the outside corner. Going back is Andrews with the catch. That's out number 3 for the Huskers, but not without any damage from the Badgers. 2-1 on small ball game, going for the squeezes. The Badgers lead 2-1, and we are headed to the top of the 5th. But these next couple weekends is really what it comes down to. If the seeds were to stop right now, these 2 teams will meet up again on May 12th. And that ball is slapped right on over to Hubbard and Gerardo for the play at first. That's going to be out number 1 for the Badgers.
That was Caitlin Neal. And now Gladder's up to bat. She is 0 for 1 today.
Gladder from Omaha, Nebraska, a senior. Just this past Sunday, she had the grand slam that tied up the game against Minnesota. And that ball is slapped over to left field, and it's going to drop.
Bannon racing over there, trying to catch it for the out.
This Husker softball team was down 8-1 against Minnesota on Sunday. Gladder stepped up to the plate when they were down by 4, hit a grand slam to tie the game. So I don't know what more definition you need of clutch, but
the Badgers now with 4 hits, Huskers with 3.
Maddie Schwartz in the circle, and that ball is a dribbler right on over to Serdashny, to Gerardo for the play. That's going to be out number 2 for the Badgers.
And bottom of the lineup now, Brooke Andrews.
Schwartz has really been the ace, the go-to pitcher, and that is also slapped over to Serdashny, right on over to Gerardo, and that's going to be out number 3. 1-2-3 for the Wisconsin Badgers. They're leading 2-1. Nice inning, clean inning for the Badgers. And we are back here at Goodman Softball Stadium. Farrell in the circle for the Huskers. And that pitch is in for the strike. We are 1-1 to start off the bottom of the fifth inning. The Badgers are really starting to come alive. Up to bat, Fiona Gerardo, excuse me.
Gerardo with a fly out and a walk.
And the pitch. That pitch is skied right up into the sky. Cam Ibarra in for the catch. That's going to be out number 1 for the Huskers. So far, McLish is 0 for 2, but batting .400 on the season. She's playing center field. She's someone that also has some wheels, so when she gets on base, you're probably going to see her take off for those steals. She goes for the bunt, but pulls it back. That's going to be ball 1 for Farrell in the circle.
McLish, a Wisconsin native and veteran Badger.
McLish, she's one of those players that's super tough to defend because she's a triple threat. She's someone that can drop that ball for a bunt right in front of the plate, but also slap it over your heads, as well as have some power. And she shows bunt and pulls it back. 2-1 for Farrell in the circle.
This is the 8th time that UW has faced a ranked team this season.
And that pitch is going to get the inside corner. This is the first time they've gone up against a ranked team since February. So far they are 2-5 with wins over number 12 Clemson and number 24 UCF. And we have a 3-2 count.
And the infield pinched in a bit, ready for that bunt if it were to come.
Farrell for the windup. And that ball is just over, and it's going to be called foul. And Farrell coming in for the 3-2 pitch. And that ball again slapped. Again, foul. Right over by the left field line, but just not quite.
The same location on that left field.
And as a pitcher, this is when it gets tough. When you have a hitter that's really seeing a lot of your pitches and starting to foul them off, that's where you need to come back with something a little bit trickier. And that ball is slapped right on over to Billy Andrews. To Maya Felder. That's going to be out number 2 for the Huskers. McLish just slapped it a little bit too hard to the shortstop. Now up to the plate, Lauren Foster. Again, 2020 was cut short. So affecting kind of everyone's eligibility, but also giving a chance for these athletes to play an extra year so they aren't missing out on their seasons.
She scored one of the 2 Wisconsin runs today.
And that ball is slapped foul right on over the press box.
And we do have a doubleheader today. We have another game right after this.
And that pitch just missing outside. Both these teams are really starting to find their groove towards the end of the season. Not too long ago, Wisconsin was also in the top 25, but they swept Michigan State last weekend. So 3-game winning streak, not quite what the Huskers are at with 18.
And then the previous weekend before Michigan State, they got swept by Illinois.
Foster's getting ready for the pitch, and that pitch misses low outside. These Badger hitters are really starting to work the counts, and that's super important as a hitter. When you're a pitcher, that's when you start getting tired in these later innings, 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah, Farrell is up to 79 pitches.
And that pitch is smacked. Foul. Over to the left side.
Farrell has pitched a total of 131.2 innings this season with 132 strikeouts.
That pitch is inside and it's up. Ava Bredwell with the catch, and that's going to be out number 3. She was able to call that, find it quick, take off her mask, snag that ball. And we got the Nebraska Cornhuskers on the other side.
Billy Andrews
up to bat. The top of this lineup, Billy Andrews, leads the team in home runs and the Big Ten with 18, 3rd in the nation as well. Again, her sister's on this team, Brooke Andrews. And Nebraska is a team that's not shy to bringing sisters on this team. They also had the Tatum sisters, the Edwards sisters, who helped them to the 2013 Women's College World Series. And Schwartz with the windup. That pitch just misses inside. Andrews already has tons of awards behind her name. First team All Big Ten last year, first 10 Big Ten All Freshman team last year. She also is 4-time Big Ten Freshman of the Week and a 2-time Nebraska Scholar Athlete honor.
Andrews is 3rd in the conference, holding an .805 slugging average.
And that pitch is slapped right on over to Sardashny, getting the out at 1. It looks like Billy Andrews went down. The question is she okay?
And with the replay, we can see
looks like she may have just tripped over that bag.
She appears to be okay, though, walking off the field.
And that's out number 1 for the Badgers. Coming up to the plate, Cam Ibarra.
She is tied for 3rd in triples in the Big Ten with 3.
Schwartz misses just outside on the first pitch to Ibarra. Ibarra so far is 0 for 2 on the day, but she's batting .366. And just misses again on that outside corner. Again, keeping it on the outside corner by Schwartz. She's been stellar in the circle for this team this year. She's 18-5. Her 18 wins are tied for the most in the Big Ten. Over 125 innings. And that's going to be called a strike. With softball, one pitcher can take you all the way, can go the distance.
We've seen that from Maddie Schwartz a lot.
And that's going to be a walk for Ibarra. Ibarra's going to take her first base.
Schwartz's second walk of the day. She has 0 strikeouts, though.
No strikeouts. But this Badger defense is making the plays. And at the end of the day, that's all you need. And that pitch is going to paint the outside corner. That's going to be strike number 1 against Sydney Gray. Gray is 1 for 2 on the day. And that's strike 2.
Nebraska is 8-3 at Wisconsin.
Ibarra over at first base. She's not someone that's going to steal very often. She's 1-1 on the year. Schwartz with the pitch, and that ball's going to drop right in between center and left field, and Ibarra's going all the way to third. And that's going to be a base hit for Sydney Gray. Runners are on the corner.
Only 1 out. So a deep hit ball to outfield could score a run. Felder is 7th in the conference with the batting average.
And that pitch is going to miss high.
Felder, an Oregon transfer.
Oregon, yes. She transferred from Oregon and also New Mexico State for her freshman year. Sydney Gray over at first base. Again, someone you probably won't be stealing very often. And that ball is smacked right on over to right field. Molly Schlosser comes up for the throw. Throwing on over to Lauren Foster, but that's going to score a run for the Huskers. Ibarra comes in for another run. Now we got a tie ball game. Runners on first and second for the Huskers with 1 out.
Up to bat is Abby Squire, batting .361 with 7 home runs. And we have a pinch runner on first base
Coming in for a pinch runner, Camille Armendariz. She's a sophomore out of California. And that pitch comes in for a strike. Up to bat, Abby Squire. She's already got one hit on the day. Batting .363. And that pitch just misses on the inside corner.
And Schwartz just looking to get out of this inning with little damage.
And that pitch is fouled back, but looks like she was right on it. Abby Squire, just a sophomore, but last year was really coming in more of as a backup role. But she said during her time off in between seasons, she really focused on becoming faster, more athletic, and used these past fall games to her advantage. And the pitch comes on the inside corner. That ball is going to be stopped. Angelopoulos with the block behind the plate to keep the runners at first and second.
Huskers now with 5 hits today, Badgers with 4.
Sydney Gray at second. Armendariz at first for pinch running, and that ball is smacked over to right field, and to make the catch, we got Peyton Banning. That's going to be out number 2 for the Badgers. That was a big play.
Definitely what Wisconsin needed right now.
Took a few steps to her left and was able to make the play. Bannon out there. Now coming up to the plate, we have Ava Breadwell, the freshman that is playing beyond her years. Coach Revelle says that she's someone that's super athletic and will do anything that her team needs her to do in high school. She actually had to play shortstop. She's usually a catcher, but they said they needed a shortstop, and she switched right on over. Here's the pitch from Schwartz, and that's an inside strike.
Schwartz up to 68 pitches.
Schwartz keeping her pitch count low, which is key when you're a pitcher that usually pitches most games. And that's going to be a called for a strike. We're 1-2.
The Huskers currently average 6.9 runs per game.
A big time spot for a big time freshman. That pitch is inside, fouled by Breadwell. Breadwell is 0 for 2 today, but she's batting over 350. She's 356. She's been playing behind the dish. The go-to catcher for Farrell. And that's an inside rise ball by Schwartz, and that's going to be striking out number 3. A big-time pitch from a big-time leader for the Wisconsin Badgers. Humidity is about 53%, so it's a little bit more humid than normal, but 76 degrees. Wind is 18 miles per hour, and it's blowing out. That ball is hit right on over to Caitlin Neal in center field. She's going to make the catch. That's going to be out number 1. To see, yesterday's game was postponed to today. That's why we got a double header coming your way. And that's going to be called a strike for Farrell. Up to bat, we have Peyton Bannon for the Badgers.
Bannon had that important catch out in left field in the previous inning to potentially keep a run from scoring.
So far, Bannon is 0 for 2 today. But she does have an RBI. She came in clutch for those squeeze suicides at the plate. And Farrell with the pitch. That pitch is smacked foul, and that one actually looked like it was about to hit her.
Bannon, a sophomore from Spring Grove, Illinois.
And here's the pitch. That pitch is again fouled off. Bannon looks like she has found her timing with Farrell. The count now 2-2. And that's an off speed, and Bannon just gets a piece of it.
Just making contact.
She's able to stay alive. We haven't seen too much off speed from Farrell today. And that's another pitch and just foul tipped. Again, she's just missing those pitches. Bannon is staying alive any way that she can, so she is battling at the plate. And here's the 2-2 pitch. That pitch again fouled back.
Increasing Farrell's count to 87.
Farrell again, she's been the ace for this Husker team. And that pitch again fouled. We have a battle on our hands, a pitcher-hitter duel.
And Angelopoulos on deck with an RBI.
Again, this Husker team is looking to extend their win streak to 19. And that pitch is on the inside corner, and she smacks it foul. Farrell so far today really working those corners, but also working up in the zone. And here's the pitch. That pitch just misses high. We got a 3-2 count. And this is what Bannon's been working for. Still a tie ball game. Huskers with 5 hits, Badgers with 4. The bottom of the 6th inning. And that pitch is smacked foul. So Bannon is really working hard with Farrell out there in the circle. Here's the pitch, and that pitch just misses outside. And that was a big at-bat by Bannon. The fact that she kept battling, fouling off those pitches to get a walk from Farrell.
Very.
Coming in big time. And that ball is smacked foul towards the Husker dugout.
Nearing the end of the game, almost 1.5 innings left.
Angelopoulos is going to watch that in the dirt.
The last bat for Peyton Banning was 13 pitches.
Battling for 13 pitches. That's what you do to be able to get on base. And that pitch is smacked high sky, and it looks like Brooke Andrews is calling it. Bannon is not tagging up at first. She's going to head right back to first base. So that's going to be out number 2 for the Huskers, and stepping up to the plate, Ellie Hubbard. And that pitch comes in for a strike. When you're a pitcher in this type of situation, anytime that you have a pinch hitter, you really want to go right after those batters, because this is a hitter that hasn't seen Farrell yet. Bannon still sitting at first base.
Fish, a senior from Oklahoma.
Farrell coming in for the pitch. Outside, and Bannon is taking second, and she is safe. Now 3 for 3 on the base path. There is now a runner in scoring position. This is the time that Coach is looking for someone to step up. Coach Healy turning right on over to Fish, saying, this is your time. Farrell with the pitch. Just misses on the outside corner. Bannon showing off her speed. Two outs for the Huskers. And that pitch is down in the dirt, and it gets by Breadwell. Fish hustles on down to first base, and Bannon's going to go ahead and take third. So now the Huskers have runners on the corners, or the Badgers have runners on the corners. And it looks like Fish is going to take second base easily. The Huskers are really going to focus more on the hitter here. They're really looking to go after Skylar Sardashny, because at the other end, on deck, the hitter that's been hitting well, Kayla Kahn went. And that pitch is high inside. Sardashny One of the few in this Badger lineup that's had a hit today. 4 hits total. He's batting .274 on the season, and that pitch is popped up, and it looks like Ibarra is going to make the play right behind the first base. And up to bat for the Huskers, we got Caitlin Neal and someone who's been in the circle all day today, Maddie Schwartz. She's keeping this Husker offense quiet. They're averaging more than 6 runs a game, so she's holding them to 2. But the Badgers are also up on the board. And that pitch is going to paint the outside corner. We're 1-1 here in the top of the 7th.
Neal is 0 for 1 today with a walk.
Neal, a sophomore from Dewey, Arizona. And that pitch is going to come in for a strike. Neal is down 1-2. Neal, someone who is very much used to pressure. She was a member of the 2019 USA 17 women's national team. And Schwartz for the windup. That pitch is just outside, but not a bad idea when you're up in the count 1-2.
And Nebraska ranks first in the conference in batting average, hits, home runs, RBIs, total bases, slugging percentage, walks, and on-base percentage.
So they pretty much hold any batting statistic lead that you can almost think of here in the Big Ten. Now, this isn't quite the same team that you saw at the beginning of the season. And that ball is smacked right on over to first base. Gerardo making the snag with the tag at first. This Nebraska team, they've had an 18-win streak. Only team unbeaten in the Big Ten.
And Wisconsin here looking to end that streak.
And that pitch is outside on Peyton Glatter.
Glatter is 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a fly out.
This Husker team really didn't start coming around until they played San Diego. They were actually swept by San Diego earlier this season. But Coach Miller, the hitting coach for this Husker team, brought in the hitters who were playing 7, 8, 9 hole in that lineup. And it really wasn't a meeting to dwell on their performance, but spoke to them about what they could do if they started performing. What would happen if the top of this lineup was able to perform as well as this bottom of the lineup? And it really has been all the way 1 through 9, making big moments, and that ball is smacked right into center field. What a play from Allie McLish. A diving catch for out number 2 for the Badgers. That was a line shot right up the middle by Glatter, but caught by McLish. And at the bottom of the lineup, hitting number 9, junior Brooke Andrews, hoping to get her sister up at the plate.
And we've seen McLish make those kinds of plays throughout this whole season.
It feels very comforting when you have a defense behind you that's willing to make those diving plays as a pitcher. You know you don't have to be perfect. And that pitch hits the inside corner. So far, Schwartz, only 1 strikeout, but she doesn't need it. She knows her defense is going to make plays behind her, and we just saw it there. Gerardo and McLish diving plays. And that pitch is going to miss just low.
And Brooke Andrews has scored one of the Huskers' 2 runs.
And that pitch is hit right on over. Hubbard's going to come over to second base and make that play, make that catch. And that's 3 up, 3 down for the Wisconsin Badgers. We are headed to the bottom of the 7th with a tie ball game here at Goodman Softball Complex. It's going to come down to this Badger lineup. And Farrell in the circle. We'll be right back. And that pitch is going to miss high inside, and it looks like Farrell is going for it. It'll be interesting in what sequence she decides to go after Conwent with. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be an off speed that's going to go across the plate. We are 1-1.
Conwent today is 0 for 2 with a walk.
And the umpire is saying that she did not swing. So now it is 2-1. The Badgers are looking to break the Nebraska Cornhuskers' 18-game winning streak. And the pitch, that pitch is outside, just missing. 3-1, and this is a position that you do not want to be in. Kayla Conwent down in the count for Farrell. 3-1, but you don't want to give her anything good. And that pitch is inside. That is ball number 4. Kayla Conwent starting off this inning strong, and I wouldn't be surprised here to see maybe a pinch runner. She also was recently the winner of the Impact Award, which recognizes student athletes who have used their platform to be service to others and who represent Badger athletics through their hard work and dedication in the community. Up to bat, Fiona Gerardo from River Forest, Illinois, a junior. And that's a steal. Comer coming down to second base. She's now in scoring position.
Making it her 7th stolen base of the season.
So Comer sitting at second. Speed. I wouldn't be surprised to see more small ball here from Wisconsin. That's something they've been successful with all day today.
And the corner's pinched in a little bit, trying to prevent a run from scoring.
And that pitch just misses on the outside corner by Farrell.
Gerardo 0 for 2 with a walk.
And that pitch is foul into the crowd here at Goodman. Today the stadium is packed. I think part of it is that it's such a beautiful day outside.
Olivia Farrell up to 117 pitches.
Oh, that ball is foul. Right towards the Wisconsin dugout.
Farrell with 7 walks today and 1 strikeout.
Comer sitting at second base. And she's stealing third. Another steal for Comer. She has gone all the way around. We are in the bottom of the 7th, no outs for the Huskers. And this is a time where the Badgers can really take advantage. All they need is a base hit or a ball lifted to the outfield, and they can win this game and break the 18-game winning streak for the Huskers. That's another ball from Olivia Farrell. Runners are now on the corners. Comer up to bat, Allie McLish. And that's a ball lifted into left field, and it's over her head, and the Wisconsin Badgers have broken the streak. 18-game winning streak broken by the Wisconsin Badgers on a base hit by Allie McLish and 2 stolen bases from Morgan Comer.
The walk-off.
A walk-off hit. A walk-off win. The first loss in the Big Ten. First loss in 18 games for the Huskers, and a big win, 4 wins in a row for the Wisconsin Badgers. To come from behind, playing small ball all day, but coming up with a big hit to end the day. The Badgers are winning 3-2